The Anderson County Commissioners Court will reconvene after about an hour and 15-minute recess at 1:17 p.m. on, let's see here, on my agenda again. There we go. All right, so, we were talking about, the sheriff's salaries. So, I'm not sure where the court wants to go on that, or if you wanna come back to it.
I guess one of the things we didn't resolve was the maintenance issue for sure,
The new position.
the new position.
Yeah, I'd like to wait on that one and let me get through with where I'm at on what I'm trying to work out on the budget now. If that's all right with y'all.
I don't think.
Well,
And then on the rest, Joey made the, comment about allowing the sheriff to set it up. I don't know if he wants to make a motion to that or whatever,
I mean, I'll put that in form of motion, let the sheriff set it up how his fields need to be set up, as far as getting his staff fully staffed.
So like this?
For 2025?
Is that the one? The way that he's presented?
Yeah, with the paper that you give us, the new copy, yes. That would be with,
If we could pass that today, I think that they could probably use that as a
8,400 and the
as
4,000.
a tool to start trying to get people to come in here and look at it,
well,
recruiting tool.
I guess, I'm just a little bit frustrated, okay? And I've got reason to be frustrated. And the commissioners got this letter too, along with the sheriff. And it's an open record, it could be an open records. But I'm getting complaints all the time, and they wanna know, what's the commissioners gonna do about the sheriff not responding to us? And I tell them, we don't control the sheriff. The sheriff is elected by the people just like us, okay? And, so I'm gonna give you one example that just really perturbed me. Because I sent an email to the sheriff requesting some assistance for a local superintendent at one of the schools. Okay, so let me tell you, this is just one example. And I get these calls and people come to see me because I'm the county judge, and they think the county judge controls everybody, which is not true. Every elected official answers to the people that have elected them. And this one just really perturbed me the other day because I was trying to be respectful and get a good response. But this is from a superintendent of schools. And they called me first. I said, look, I'll send an email to the sheriff to see what I can get done, but I don't tell them what to do down there. That's up to the sheriff. It says, as we discussed on the phone earlier today, we have a pack of dogs, of abandoned dogs, that are creating a safety concern for our students, staff, and visitors. Some of the dogs have shown aggression towards people, barking, growling, and snarling at people trying to get from their vehicles to the main entrance of the building. We have dogs distracting parents and bus drivers during morning drop-off and afternoon pickup, when we really need drivers to be watching for students moving across the parking lot. We have had dogs getting on our buses and scattering trash, dogs defecating on our front walkway, and dogs barking so loud at people in the parking lot that it's disrupting classes. I fear that one of, or a pack of these dogs will injure somebody on our campus. I have reached out to the sheriff's office at least 4 times about this issue. The only response we have gotten is, we know you have guns down there, why don't you just shoot them? I think it is very clear that doing this would be against a vast number of laws, and it's just not an option. I know this is not an item that anyone wants to deal with, but our hands are somewhat tied in the matter as to what we can do, because this is a school campus. Please help us find a way to protect our students from this pack of abandoned dogs. So this is the email that I sent to the sheriff. Sheriff Flores, please see the below message from the superintendent, I won't say names, reference a pack of dogs on the school grounds that we believe are a safety and security issue for this students and parents coming to the school. We have 2 positions for animal control titled Deputy Special Service, which show deputies Bison and Whitten currently hold. Please help the superintendent with this problem. School is about to start. End of message. Okay, and I told the superintendent, I said, let me know what the response is. You know, I expected, if it would have been me, if I was sheriff, I'd got in the car and went down there and talked to the man. Says, you asked me to keep you updated, so I'm letting you know that an Anderson County Sheriff's deputy came out today and took a statement from me about the abandoned dogs. The deputy did mention that there is no county ordinance concerning situations like this. So he did not suggest anything would be done other than taking the statement. Now, the other thing is I asked him, I said, do they have collars on? No, none of them had collars. He sent me some pictures. And the pictures are showing them where a teacher's getting out of the vehicle and the dogs are keeping her at bay. Okay? Now, this happened years ago when I was county judge before. And a lady called me, elderly lady called me in the north end of the county. Okay? And she said, Judge, I got a dog out here in my backyard, and I got another dog, and I can't let my dog out, and I'm afraid to go outside. I said, well, here, call down the sheriff's office. We have an animal control officer. So go down and, call down there, and they should be able to come help you. So she calls me back, and she said, the deputy told me if they're not doing anything wrong, they can't do anything about it. Now, I was livid at that point that we're paying somebody to go help people. Now, one of the things that was said is that if this was somebody some person that was defecating on the front lawn and threatening people coming in school, they'd be arrested. But a dog has got more rights than a person, essentially, is kind of what the statement I understood. Now, I'll tell you what I did before. I was so upset. I called animal shelter. I said, I need a cage. I got up out of my office, and I went and I called the commissioner, Randy Watkins, Precinct 4 that time. I said, I need some help. And that lady can't even go out of her house. And I went up there with a cage and some dog food, and me and Randy loaded that dog up and took it to the animal shelter so the woman could go outside her back door. Now, I'm tired of this crap, okay? And so the sheriff keeps asking for money in this court, and I'm going to tell you, I've been one of them. I wanted to give him every resource he could. Number one, not just for him, but the main thing is for the people that work for him. The salaries and everything else. And everybody keeps asking me, why does he walk in here and gets everything he wants? He's an elected official like all the other elected officials, and he gets everything he wants, okay? And what I wanted to do is I wanted to show this is not about money, okay? That's what I keep hearing from ex-employees, okay? And the commissioners know I've had these conversations before, all right? This is not just about money. So I want to I'm going to put it out there because I represent the people of this county. I serve all of them, not just part of them. And y'all got the same letter I got. I couldn't believe it. So, if y'all want to do this, that's fine. I'm not gonna vote for all of this. I was willing to bend over backwards to try to give these people a raise and give them something that I know what it's like to be a law enforcement officer, and you're never gonna get rich. But all these people down there that are working are trying to do a good job. And so I was gonna meet you halfway, but I just can't keep giving them money. I wanted it to be done in a way that would give them not only raises, but also the support to make sure because he's gonna be asking for money. As soon as we get 3 months in, he'll be asking for positions. He's already asked for a new position already. I wasn't expecting that. We just keep dishing out money. This is taxpayer money. We wouldn't do that for our own people. We try to be reasonable with them. Why does he get everything he walks in here and asks? So that's the question I keep getting asked. Somebody tell me. I got elected officials, I got county employees, I got people out in the county. Why does he get everything he walks in here and asks for? And this right here was kind of the straw that broke the camel's back, getting that email, that nobody responded to a superintendent at a school district.
Well, the SB 22 is monies that were sent to him, for him to control, for him to do. I don't know why, you know, you could even consider that us giving it to him. It's the money that's been allotted to him for him to put into play. You want to tell him how to put it into play, and I'm with Joey on the part that it ought to be up to him to put that in. He's an elected official just like you, but over that situation. But as far as giving him everything, you know, he asked for a lot. You know, this budget, and we give him $1,200 a person when he asked for 8 or 10, and we rejected that, we couldn't do it.
I'm talking about for the last year and a half. I'm not talking about just today.
Well, I don't think that he's necessarily gotten everything, you know what I'm saying? So, I mean, nothing that we giving him any different than we giving anybody else. If you're just talking about cars, is that what you're talking about, or?
Well, he's got a whole parking lot of cars down there, and they've wrecked more cars than any sheriff's department that I have ever seen.
But I don't see that, like I said, I mean.
And we just keep giving them. I mean, Nick stood up here and said some of these new guys just tear stuff up.
Yeah, I don't.
I remember that quote. So this is the thing, Senate Bill 22 was not given to him, it was given to this.
For this court to do,
To put it in the right way. Okay?
That's right. It was. And
But strictly for the sheriff's department.
yeah,
It's strictly for the
sheriff's
sheriff, you're exactly right, but it's for this court to decide how it's best to be.
Well, you know, that's just my personal opinion. What I said, that is
Well-
my personal opinion of how I think it should be done, so.
And
If y'all don't agree, I mean,
I
it's
agree.
no
Well,
hard
with the-
feelings at
With the
all.
rural law enforcement grant,
I'm just
SB
frustrated.
22, I'm like Joey. I
I'm
see him
tired of
as
hearing
an
the
elected
complaints.
official,
Yeah.
and I'd rather him get the funds and deviate it up. I know they come and ask the court, maybe this will be a pilot to see how it looks, it works. If it does work, fine. If it doesn't, we'll be back to the drawing board next year, and they understand that's something they'll have to take away from their employees. That'll be
Okay.
on their backs, because they asked for it, and we allow them to do it this way.
But when he.
So let me make a point. If you do this, and you give them all that money in raises, you're not gonna be able to go back and change it. It's just like what Senator Nichols said. You're gonna be accused of defunding the police. Right now, we got an opportunity to use this in the best use for the taxpayers of this county, and to serve as a resources for the sheriff, and I have no problem with that. Okay? But once you give that money to them, there is no taking it back. 'Cause I promise you, you're gonna be, every one of us will be accused of defunding the police, and you know I'm right. So, I'm all for the sheriff's deputies and the jailers and the telecommunicators, and giving them as much as we can. But we can't just look at one thing and not look at the rest of it. So, I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's going on around here that I got questions about. So let's go to the next thing.
Well, I mean, but he put a motion on it,
Before we did that, I'd like
right?
to address this, issue that the county judge brought up, if I may.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
First, it's, I don't know what it had to do with SB 22, but since we're talking about it, I did receive that email, and, it was formalized in an email. I think a phone call from you would have been, the way to reach out to me. Mr. Lassiter's got, one of my business cards that has my personal phone number and email on it. Nonetheless, I've sent, two different officers down there to take care of them, one of them Witten, and the other one, my patrol captain. You refer in that email, and in your statement a minute ago, about just picking up animals. Well, one of the things we found in that captain going and taking a statement from him is it didn't meet the definition of a dangerous or vicious dog. That's where the law allows us to pick them up, because we don't have any county ordinances on animals. If y'all pass them, we'll do our best to enforce them as much as we can. But, I think you drive down the highway and look at all the animals that's running at large in this county, it would take 2 or 3 deputies doing that full time, and quite a much bigger animal control facility than we have available. But if that's what y'all want done, then we'll figure out some way to do it. But by his statement alone, to my captain over there, it didn't meet the definition of a dangerous dog or vicious animal. That's the only legal authority I would have to pick up that dog. Other than that, I'd be breaking the law.
So if it's a nuisance, you can't just go pick the dog up because there's not an ordinance, right, in the rural part of the county?
That's correct. That's correct. You gotta have the legal basis to do it. You may not like the way somebody parked at Walmart, but I can't come and tow their car off unless I have a legal reason to do it. The law supports me. We have a livestock officer, we call them special services because animal control was in the budget when I took over, and that's a little deceptive to people. They thought we could do more than we legally could, and I wanted to redirect their expectations correctly. The laws of a stray, which concern commercial livestock, beef cattle, horses, goats, other domesticated animals that are raised commercially. Laws address those, and we have all the authority to handle those in that section of the law. But cats, dogs, other domesticated animals that run at large, it's limited in if they're meet the definition of vicious or dangerous. Since we're airing grievances and stuff, yeah, Judge, 2 different times I've asked you to come to my office, extended my hand, looked you in the eye, and said, before you even took office, I'd like to sit down and talk about the issues facing the county and the sheriff's office, challenges and issues, and twice you promised me you would. I'm still waiting.
I don't remember that request, but look, okay, just
He was president of both of them, asking.
Well, we've had meetings in here in my conference room, and I called those meetings so we could sit down and work out issues. Just like we still can't take, and it's been going on since 2018, can't do a uniform crime report. We can't do a uniform crime report, so I got with Tyler Tech and tried to get you that support. I supported you on the $650,000 to $700,000, giving you, so you can't say we haven't.
We're still working through all those problems with
communicated.
IT, and we are right on the cusp of having all that resolved. And that's been great. It's already working to a certain degree, and it's making an improvement. And that's being done for the citizens of Anderson County and the employees of the sheriff's office, not for me individually or you individually. And we occasionally have to set aside our petty differences and whatever they may be. I've got a whole lot of friends. I got a large family. I'm not looking to supplement either one of those. I'm just looking for somebody I can work with.
Sheriff, everything that you've come in here and asked for has been reasonable. Not only I, but all the commissioners, it's been unanimous.
I don't
It's
complain
given you
about
all the resources that basically you requested. You got more resources, more vehicles, you got more positions and everything else than anybody in the history of this county. And you can't, there is not enough money that we can give you because you're just gonna ask for more. And at some point, there's got to be somebody to say no, and we haven't said no, so I'm just saying no now. And I've got my reasoning, okay? I've been hearing it from others before I even took office. It's not about money. So, you know, I'm just at my wit's end on, I keep hearing nobody wants to work for me. Okay, so I've been over backwards to try to help your department. So you can't say I hadn't done that, I've supported you in a whole lot of stuff in this court. But, the thing is, they don't have collars, there's nothing wrong with picking the dog up, and taking them to the animal shelter, because they've got certain criteria where they're not just euthanizing dogs, they're trying to take those dogs and if somebody's looking for their dog, then they can contact, if somebody called my office and said, we're looking for our dog, I'd say, call the animal shelter first. But the thing is, do we wait till somebody gets bit? And then we act? That's my deal.
What's the law say?
I've looked at the law.
What's the law say?
You're talking about a dangerous dog and the definition of it, okay?
Exactly.
And I understand that.
And if I have no legal
But
authority to
what
pick
about
it up,
prevention, okay?
pass the
What about
ordinances.
preventing a child? How many dog bites? I've been listening to the radio. Y'all had dog bites. There was one post that here in the city where a woman was attacked walking her dog. All I'm trying to do is peace officers and public servants is protect the people. And the only way to do that sometimes is to be proactive and be in front of it instead of waiting till a kid gets bit or a teacher gets bit. And then I'm sorry, but then it's like law enforcement. We say that we can't do something, but then when somebody gets hurt, then somebody says, why didn't somebody do something?
What I do is I look and say, what does the law allow me to do? So show me that, where we have an ordinance in this county against collars or, running at large. Pass the ordinance, we'll attempt to, enforce it.
You know what an animal ordinance to do? You'd have to have 50 officers out here trying to
Exactly,
enforce it.
and you'd have to
But
build
this
up.
is a special incident,
So
okay?
we
This
gonna
is
break the law in a
special
special incident?
For a school, this is a school campus. You're talking about school security, and we can't go get a pack of dogs off a school campus?
But if
I
he
did
picks,
it.
My captain,
if he picks up
Then-
one,
then
he'll
you-
have to
you
pick
might
them
not
all
have
up.
been in
I don't see
compliance
how
with
you
the
can.
law.
Well, yeah, pick up all 10,
Well,
take
you're
them
gonna
to
pick
the
up
animal
every,
shelter.
no, I'm talking
So-
about all the way across the county, every stray. You have to start
what
getting
law,
every dog that
what
shows
law
up.
allows me to do that? Can we just go and pick up that car at Walmart, because Greg don't like where it's parked at?
That's,
Then when they start looking for it, we should go look at the record yards.
I'm looking at protecting the citizens, and you are too.
I am,
I
and
understand.
following the law.
Okay, well,
If there's any part of the law you don't want me to enforce, write it down, we'll talk about it.
well, I'm just talking about common sense protecting people.
It sounds like you made
Well, I mean,
promises to
but
that
I mean, literally,
superintendent you couldn't
then we
keep.
all have the same right to go pick the dogs up, so.
I mean, I sent the email, I expected somebody to just go down there and pick the dogs up, or do something. But then I find out nothing got done. Okay. So let's talk about some other stuff,
Judge, I got a question though.
yeah?
If I'm not mistaken, Joey made a motion. Can we just leave from it, or do we? Yes, I mean, we got to call for a second. right,
Okay,
maybe?
all right. Joey made a motion, to direct the funds in SB 22, correct me if I'm wrong, to, allow the sheriff to decide how those will be, split up in the sheriff's department as raises. Is that your motion?
Yes, sir, as pay raises.
As pay raises?
As they're presented here, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, as presented on this sheet right here that Megan give us.
With, with the other page, the 4,000, not the 52.
Yes.
Okay, is there a
8,400
second?
and 4,000.
Is there a second?
Second.
All right, motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Dixon. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, and I'll be no.
Coming back to the jail maintenance, right, later.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another day, another, yeah.
Well,
We're
then the
gonna
only
look
other
at our
thing that I have
insurance.
left, I'm sorry?
Insurance.
Yes, that's the only other thing I have left. Oh, wait, Mark had asked me he wanted to move 10,000 out of his county clerk records management and preservation fund out of records preservation into salary hourly. So that is, requested, I think it's behind the insurance. If if y'all wanted to do that, which, I mean, it doesn't.
Everything that's in that budget.
Yeah, and it comes out of
Yeah,
fund
it's just
balance,
fun.
so
I'll
everything's
put that in
budgeted.
the form of a motion.
And I'll second it.
Okay.
What is it, that's what he's asking for, that's what Warren's asking for.
Oh, this is on records management?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, a motion by Commissioner Hill, you second it, right?
Yes, sir.
Second by Commissioner Mims on, approving, this is for the county clerk, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, county clerk records management and preservation's, salary hourly with, all the FICA to go with it. I'll enter. Motion by Commissioner Hill, second by Commissioner Mims. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? So ordered.
Okay, so the only other thing I had was health insurance. I did an estimation for a 3% increase. So this year, it went up 3% as well. We did not budget what it would cost to fund every position because we have an excess left over in the health insurance fund of approximately $90,000. So I believe that will cover any deficiencies we have this year. I won't know if there are any until closer to the end of the year.
I think.
I did 3% on this, and I tried to stick with, not going up on the employees like we've been doing the past several years. Of course, it has to go up just a little bit. You know, for HSA employee only, it's 0 still. Employee and child's $380, children's $837, employee and spouse $1902, and so on that fourth column in the middle. But that's what it would go up,
You have.
increase.
So what was the total though?
We have this form right here, Greg.
I gave it to you.
There's a total on the bottom, I think.
Okay, so,
I'm trying to find my form, so I'm just asking for a little help.
there, on the side, there's calculations. The monthly contribution
Is it?
is $860.16. So, that's with, so then with Help MD, which costs approximately $30,000 a year for all the employees, the yearly cost per employee will be $10,448. We budget right now $10,080, so that's a difference of $368. Did you find it? $368. So total cost of the county would be $87,000 and change.
You said 87, how much?
$87,704.
64.
Right here, here it is. Okay. So essentially, that's our deficit on that.
Yes.
That's what I was looking for.
I mean, I just plugged in 10,300. That would, we would need an increase to the general fund budget of 52,470. Cause I think that we'll have money left in the health insurance fund for next year. And I mean, the thing is, if we don't use it, then it'll just stay there as well. Or I can type in another number that y'all would like to see, how much that would cost. Does that make sense? It's a lot.
So how much do you recommend that, county, the 10,300?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So then we'd have to add 52,470 to the budget.
That'll be added to the 87?
So that'd be coming out of fund balance, right?
Yes, sir. No, that's not, it wouldn't be added to the 87.
Oh, you put 87 in there, but you were short.
But that's what it would cost if we made the contribution 10,448. But I'm recommending that we do 10,300.
Okay.
Everybody okay with that?
Yes, sir.
So do that, the 10,300?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, do y'all wanna just do it? Do you wanna make a motion or just?
We'll make a motion.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to approve raising the, health insurance allotment out of each of the county employees, in the budget for each of the county employees to $10,300 instead of $10,080. Do I have that motion?
It'd be out of fund balance.
Yeah, to be funded out of fund balance. It'll have to be.
I'll make it.
So much. Oh, wait a minute.
Motion by Commissioner Mims, is that a second?
Mm-hmm.
Second by Commissioner Dixon, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, so ordered.
Okay, so just to recap the things that y'all have approved, emergency management, the clerk position name, or the name is changed to deputy EMC's clerk, 39,000. Extension secretary up to 39,000. And then the changes for the Senate Bill 22, and then Mark's Fund 250, and then the health insurance. That's all the things that y'all have approved today.
Okay. That's all I know of. That- Everybody on the same page on that?
I think so.
Okay.
Would you like to-
All right, let me ask you this. We've got our hearing on the 26th, for the budget and the tax rate. I got surgery Wednesday, so do y'all wanna do another workshop, or what are you thinking?
Can.
I
We
think
need
it wouldn't
just-
hurt to sit down, just make
Yeah,
sure.
just-
Okay, what about to kinda finalize everything?
Yes, sir, just to finalize.
Can we do it? Okay, I've gotta do a follow-up on the 20th, can we do it on the 19th?
What day is that?
That's
Monday.
Monday.
Next Monday.
I'd say I'd do it Friday, but I don't know how I'm gonna feel coming out of that surgery.
That'll give
I'll
us
do
a
it
week.
Okay.
That'll give us a week, you think?
Give me a
Hey,
week.
could you
I-
put
I-
other-
I
Is
get
that all
it.
right? Yeah, I'm thinking I'll be okay.
Could you put bills and stuff on there too?
Yeah, I can. That way the auditors can pay me.
And other
Y'all all right with that?
If somebody has an item,
Yeah, I can get it done in a week.
All right, well, let's see. All right, that's pretty much it. We'll do it for the 19th. What time y'all wanna do it? You wanna do it in the afternoon?
I'd rather do it in the morning.
I would too.
Okay,
I'd rather-
well, I didn't know if y'all had to come in and get stuff lined out for your
9:30
crews
would
on.
be fine, or 9 o'clock, whichever.
How about 10? Can we do 10?
10 o'clock it is.
Okay, all right. 10 o'clock on the 19th will be the next budget workshop. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Motion by Commissioner Hill. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Commissioner Mims. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed? So ordered.